Let's welcome him
Yes.
in, the champ.
Are you believing it? Are you believing it?
First of all, I just want to know, KL, you talked about not even leading a lap today, but you led the lap that mattered out of the championship four because you were the first one to cross the start-finish line. So what does it feel like, two-time champ?
It's, it's still feels a bit like a dream. I will be honest, like it does. Just for how our race was going and all of that, and just stayed with it, stayed with it. And the way that, this track is, the tires were, and the format is, that's all we had to do was just stay in it, keep swinging, and we made the right calls at the right time.
Kyle, can you talk about, you just mentioned it, you just stayed with it, you stayed with it. What was the conversation like with Cliff? What was he giving you for information? How were you able to keep you and your group locked in to get this thing done?
Well, our race, it wasn't going good at really any point. We were pretty average, but it was kind of straightforward there the first couple stages. And then we had that pit stop hiccup, I think, at the end of the second stage, which dropped us back to like 18th to start the final stage. And had a great restart, and I was like, all right, we're still in this, get some cautions, get some good pit stops, we'll be in this. And then we had the right front go down. I'm like, okay, well, it's definitely over now. We'll need some luck to just get on the lead lap, and we did. We got some luck, got to take the wave around, and then it was terrible that next run, and I don't know what I was running, probably 18th or something like that. And I wasn't even thinking two tires at that point. I was like, oh, we're too far back to even make that work. And as I was turning my stall, he's like, we're taking two. And I'm like, oh, God, this is going to be bad news. And it worked out. I had a great grip on this restart and then fell back to fifth. And obviously knew my only shot at that point was another caution. And the whole point, I'm like, if we get another caution, we have to take two again because the grip was really good. So, yeah, we got this caution right here. And we were both on the same page, took two, and just ripped around the top. So it was wild.
Yeah, I want to go to that. You rip around the top here, but it almost closes right there. The door almost closes on that. I felt like you won the race or won the championship in that moment by that lane staying open. What were your thoughts when you rolled on out and two and they come up the racetrack on you?
Well, that's the first time I've seen it clip, since after the race. So close. I haven't even, had a chance to really think about what happened. I just remember just running like. I didn't get as good of a launch as I wanted to, but I was able to just go to the clean air, which was much higher than I was expecting, and then just kind of floor it around the corner. And I guess we or that hole didn't close. I think with the 60 maybe.
So look right there. There's Denny on the inside. You guys are almost equal at that point.
Yeah, I heard
almost
four wide at some point. I'm like, oh. But then I get I have the run here, so it didn't close. Right here, I'm like, man, let's just not crash into three. It looks like I pinch a little bit there. But then, I get clear off of four here to third. I'm like, man, I got a shot to win this thing still. And then it's kind of hard to balance that. They said the 11 was stuck a little bit, and you still want to go for a win. I knew I was like, man, I'm going to get through 1 and 2 good here again, and thought maybe I could get to the outside of the 6 potentially and then win. But gave him a big shot here. Hoped he could get clear enough to get to the bottom into 3. And but anyways, it didn't matter. We won the race, won the championship without leading the lap, which is insane.
It's kind of wild that we're saying he didn't win the race. Ryan Blaney obviously wins the race, but it doesn't matter for Kyle Larson. He's the first one to cross the line, so he takes home the big trophy at the end of the season. But KO, when you look back at this season, I will be honest, and I have said this to you before, KP and I were two of the people that were like, where is this 5? This is not the Kyle Larson that we are used to seeing. How much more rewarding is this championship, even maybe more so than your first?
It is. It's every bit as rewarding, I would say, in a much different way, as I imagine it probably would be if we somehow won the championship. But I didn't expect to win the championship like that, without contending, without leading a lap, anything like that. So, but I think that just kind of, showcases our season in one race. We had our ups and downs throughout it. We just kept fighting. We were never dead. Just kept staying motivated, kept throwing things at it, kept just making the right calls at the right time, and executing when it mattered. And that's all we did today. We literally just executed when it mattered, and I can't say enough about it.
Yeah. Kyle, you're known as a gasser. Sometimes that gets you into trouble, and your team never quits. There's been so many times throughout the year where they put that race car back together, and then you go out and run a fast lap. Is it moments like that that get you prepared for situations like today? Because you feel like you've been there already, done it, and you know if you get back on point, you'll be all right.
Yeah, for sure. I would say at all points of any adversity throughout our season, it built us to execute a day like we did today, where we didn't have the fastest car, probably had the fourth fastest car, honestly, and just found a way to stay in the hunt and get it done. So with some luck along the way, obviously. So, but that's what it takes. The Cup Series is crazy. These races are insane. Today felt like no Phoenix race that I've ever ran before. With tires blowing and rubber getting, blocking, the air to the brake ducts and stuff. And it was just, it was something I don't think any of us expected.
I want to know, how hard is it as a driver? You said, we maybe had the fourth fastest car. How hard is it to see a performance like Denny Hamlin and that 11 team put in, and knowing it's all on the line, that's what it is, and to stay motivated to say, okay, my chance might come, how hard is that for a driver? Well,
It wasn't hard, I would say, because at least when I could see him and see the front of the field, when I was back in 18th, I'm like, man, this is over. Maybe if we have another format someday, I'll be able to win another championship, because I don't think I can here. But when he was checking out and William was better than me, and the 19 was having his issues too, but I was like, if I could just stay within a couple positions of them, I have all the trust in the world of my pit crew that we could go lay down a good pit stop and maybe come out the lead, and maybe if I get clean air, I can hang on long enough for whatever the last run might be. So that's what you're always trying to do when you're not leading, and then so going back to that initial 2-tire stop when the 11 got to the lead, was going to win, and we had fallen back to 5th. Still, I was just like, at the whole point, I'm like, obviously doubting a caution might come, but I'm like, I need to stay in front of Briscoe just in case a caution comes, and it did. And then we did the 2-tire stop, and rest is history.
Yeah.
Well, your second championship, I know how big the party was on the first and the celebration. So what do the next 3 days look like for you and this team to
Especially
celebrate
since he
this
lives
one?
here.
I know.
He has a house here, so.
No, I sold it.
Oh, okay, we don't get the house here no more.
But no, it'd be just probably more fun. No, it's not.
Somebody
your
else's
property.
house.
Yeah.
Somebody else's house.
But no, I've been telling Cliff he needs to hydrate.
Yeah, seriously, get Cliff some water
at least,
right now.
I will say, at least I would say the banquet being on Tuesday now, I think will probably help us pace a little bit tonight, and his wife is here. Last time we won, she was pregnant, and Cliff died, and so she's here tonight to make sure he doesn't die.
Hey, real quick, we got I see a lot of Kyle Larson memorabilia back here. What's one thing you want to say to these group? You got a lot of fans around here, man.
Yeah, no, thank you guys. Thanks for the support all year long. I know it's been a long time since we won, and I appreciate the support. So, it's pretty incredible. Just my fan base always sticking through me throughout the years, throughout a year like this, and it's just when you win a championship, it feels good to repay not only your team but the fan base as well.
He's got a busy night. He's a 2-time champ. He doubled down in the desert. Kyle Larson is your 2025 NASCAR Cup Series champion. KL, celebrate it. Soak it in, friend.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Congratulations. All right,
Congrats,
Kyle
bro.
is going to exit here and continue on with his media availabilities.
Good job, Kyle.
Always love when the champion is just absolutely fired up to
Yes.
win a championship.
It's you like to see the guy win a race, anybody win a race, and then celebrate and truly be emotional. And he's stunned. He is stunned that he's the
I
champion.
think we
but
are
at
too.
the same time, he is so freaking excited inside. I mean, he's animated. He's like, I hadn't seen it, but this is what happened.